Jester, made by Adnams for Marks and Spencers. About this beer is brewed with Jester hops, hence the name obviously. Grown on Stocks Farm in Worcestershire. The variety, with its soft aromatic flavours of gooseberry and lychee, brings a touch of New World character to the hop yards of England. So right, time to pour this bad boy out. First time drinking it, got it from Marks and Spencers. Marks and Spencers not the cheapest place to buy supermarket beers, but you know, I actually like this shelf because you can actually see me pouring it out as well. Cracking little shelf, if I do say so myself. So yeah, golden pour at the moment. Good evening. Big white head. Yeah, I'm never good at pouring heads. Although sometimes it's nice to see what it actually does. Good evening. So yeah, Jester. Around about £2.50 for the bottle, I think it was. I always seem to be. Good evening. Looks better now, doesn't it? The two signs. Yeah, that's better. It's just about right there now. You can see the tap room sign there. Thank you very much. Good evening. Yes, Jester. Court Jester. Yeah. So yeah, gold pour, slightly cool in here, so that's probably why it looks a bit hazy. I don't think it is. I think it's just the actual coolness of the room. My gas fire, I'm getting the last dregs out of the bottle, and I've also got my radiator. I'm getting a new gas bottle tomorrow. Oh God, that sounds gorgeous. I had McDonald's today. 2 big burgers. Good evening. Very well, thank you. And I hope everyone else is doing well as well. So I've just reviewed Blue Moon's Mango Wheat. Thought that was a nice beer. That review will show up later. Did that off camera. And I did the Brewdog review earlier just to test out this new little shelving thing I've got for the beers. It's just like it's floating in midair, isn't it? You know, if you don't see the actual shelf. Very subtle nose, very subtle. Can't really smell much at all. And I know my taste buds are alright because I really got the mango in that last one. Oh, Friday night is lovely, isn't it? So I'm looking on the beer wall and I want to, you know, pick different beers because a lot of the times, a lot of these craft IPAs, they're all very samey, aren't they? Tropical or citrus. Yeah, DIY. Oh, bless you, the weekend. Can't fault it, can you? My weekend's 3 days long at the moment. It's awesome. Funny thing is, when lockdown ends finally, it'll kill me doing 5 days again. Yeah, so very much. Good evening. Marks and Spencers. So it's made by Adnams for Marks and Spencers. You're looking at £2.50 a bottle. Pretty much their standard pricing. Good evening. Not much of a nose on it, to be honest. Oh, it's classed as an IPA. Double variety British hop, apparently. I do get a faint, very faint traditional citrus on the aroma. Not a craft citrus, more traditional. Am I? Oh. Yeah. On the citrusy on the taste, but only faint. You know, you can tell it's a traditional beer rather than you know, rather than craft beers. Yeah. I only ever want to go in Marks and Spencers when there's beers that I really want. Yeah, DIY. Good evening. Oh yes, definitely Friday. You can't fault it, can you? 5.2% ABV, so good strength on it. put it there, you just miss out on seeing the shelf. No, there you go. Looks like it's floating in midair. It's great we can use the camera. So I've had to scrounge some data off the wife. I had to scrounge 30 gigs of data to last me. I got 40 gigs of data on the phone, and it got renewed on the 23rd of last month. It's already gone. It went today. Just goes to show you, doesn't it? Yeah, vocation. Oh, it's with all these different breweries bringing out so many beers these days. Even my local breweries, there's about 10 new beers in a week brought out, and it's like flipping heck. Try and keep up, and that's just Nottingham. So you go around the country, everyone's bringing out new beers. No, I didn't see that. I've not been on Twitter today, to be fair. I'll have to have a look at that. Are they 15 mixed beers, or is it... Because it's all mixed and not one, you know, like 3 of each or something. But that's a good price, that is. Especially if you can knock it off afterwards. I always wonder, you know, when the likes of Adnams bring it out from Marks and Spencer's, is this just one of Adnams' normal beers with a Marks and Spencer's name on it and a slightly different name? It does make you wonder. Some of the Shepherd Neame stuff they've brewed over the years, like the Taste the Difference Kentish one for Sainsbury's, and I thought to myself, it tastes just the same. Oh, that's a good price, isn't it? Shit. Pardon my French. I'll have to, after this review, try and look at the comments to remember, because I won't remember otherwise. And because the online comments don't show up, whereas the other ones do. You know, in YouTube Studio that I use. Ooh, 15 beers for 15 quid now. That's a steal, isn't it? And as long as you can knock off any subscriptions. I mean, I've already done that with Beer 52. Right, I'll have a look at that. Yeah, the Red Church, you know, again, 10 beers, glass, got the themed glass. I love a branded glass. It makes for I mean, like this is just a plain glass, but it makes it right when you're doing the review. You're not reviewing Guinness. You're not, oh sorry, I had Castle Rock beer in a Guinness glass. Although they did actually get in contact with me, and I got a free glass and 2 beers for it. So in some ways, it was a good thing, you know, doing it in the wrong glass, because they wanted the review in the proper glass. So yeah, in some ways, it did actually work out well. Although they've not contacted me since. The fig stout sounds very interesting. Chocolate cherry was nice. The banoffee one edged it for me though. Oof. Yeah, I'm not paying 32 quid a month. Balls to that. I've got my 2000th beer review coming up soon, so I want to buy a special beer for that. Not another Brewmeister, but certainly something nice, something posh. I was looking at beers earlier, and I noticed that some reviews get ridiculous views. No, so with Red Church, sign up for your account first. If you're new to it, sign up for your account. You'll get your £5 code. Then go on, get the starter pack. Make sure the try code works as well, and you should get the lot for 15 quid delivered. Other people have. I didn't know about the bloody signing up first, so I just went to the site to buy, got the try code, and I got it for 20 quid. I won't do calling. I wish I could snag some from Liquid Light, some Interstellar Galactic Rum and Raisin. Yeah, if I'd have known that before I did. 15 quid is a steal. 3 of the beers are World Beer Award beers. All different a good range of different beers, lagers, Marzen, you know, stouts. It's like a traditional slash craft brewery. They're not trying to be too crafty, although the deal is awesome. And they're not trying to be, you know, it's a balanced. Yeah, that's why I put it on. So that those that look at the Facebook page will see it, because it's a lot easier to put the link on. And you know, her cakes are amazing, and they taste amazing too. How she makes the cakes, the process she uses to make the cakes, they taste amazing. You go to a supermarket and taste supermarket cakes, and one, they look okay, but they were mass made. But the taste of the sponge is not good. It's too dry. You don't want a dry sponge, you want it nice and moist. That's what she said. Oh, Eagle Brewery beers tomorrow night. Looking forward to the old banana bread. Have they? Buggers. Yeah, supermarket beers. No, cakes nowhere near as good. Good evening. Are we in the pub? I mean, even for 20 quid with free delivery, you know, that's a cracking deal, in my opinion. Yeah, the sign's about right now, isn't it? If I move that bottle over just there, so you get the Raggy's Own Brew there, you can see all the sign, and on that side you get the tap room sign, which is great. And behind me, just behind me head there, you got dog piss, for anybody who catches that. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't do the cooking. Wife does the cooking. Yeah. And it's even better than it was before, because you can still see my face, but you can see the signs. It looks brand. I mean, you can just about see the Raggy t-shirt as well. No, the writing on that is a bit smaller. So I'm looking at it, and obviously my phone shows me what I'm looking at. You know when I had the Galaxy S10? Yeah. When I had the Galaxy S10, it kept zooming in and out all the time, and it was killing me. And also the sound was bloody awful on that Galaxy S10. And I only had it like 3 days. We ended up re-wrapping it back up and giving it to my son for Christmas, as a Christmas present. Although he did get a PlayStation 4, he's only 10. He got a PlayStation 4, a load of games. He had about, flipping it, good 800 quid's worth spent on him for Christmas. I suppose it depends how much you've drank. That might be the reason, you know, the focus thing. 7:30 down the pub. Oh. This thing where they're on about being in lockdown till August, that's not going to happen. There's no way they've done all this vaccination and still be in lockdown. Boris will not want that to go ahead. You know, they're already on about putting the schools back in March. Cheers. I think just there's right. If I move it any further, it's going to fall off. Oh, some left in the bottle. I personally think I think face masks until August may be a thing. You know, in shops wearing face masks. I think that will be a thing for quite a foreseeable future, until this is all over and done with. But yeah, getting pubs opened again, getting cinemas open. Yeah, good. And with the vaccine stopping transmission. That's the best news you could dream of. I mean, to be honest, face masks are great. You don't have to smell people's bad breath, you know, in some ways. I mean, I've worked in the supermarket, you know, you can get some pretty, whew. Then they're talking to you, it's like, whoa, hold the mouth. And social distancing is not that bad, especially with people with BO, and they come up to you like, hey, whoa. I mean, I've worked with people in gardening with BO, really, really bad BO. And you're like, what do you say to them? You can't, you know, you can't be horrible. Say, fucking hell, go wash, you smelly tramp. Why would you reopen pubs without selling beer? Yeah, it's been great. I mean, for the last 6 months, I've hardly spoke to anybody. It's fantastic. I had a year of a dickhead and then 6 months with no one talking to you. Brilliant. Well, I can't wait for the chef's meals. A decent meal every day. I'll get home and the wife will say, do you want any dinner? No, I've had a good meal at work. Oh, bless you. Can't beat home brew, can you? I'm the same. Although, the toilet at the Newark site, you go to the toilet there, and I tell you what, every single time it leaves a mess. I have to go and get hot water and flush the toilet out. Disgusting. Yeah, all I've got is wildlife. And then the odd co-op driver. Yeah, I don't know what the chef does with the pork belly, but it's amazing. You know, obviously that's why she's a chef and I'm not, you know. I mean, my brother, he's a chef. And he did a ragu steak. He got some ragu. He worked for a fine dining company at one stage. And he got this ragu steak, which is quite expensive steak. Not the stuff you get from Aldi. That's not that expensive. Proper ragu steak is. And he did it in red wine. Cooked it in red wine. And I tell you what, it was the best steak I've ever tasted in my life. Flipping heck. We're still to over the top. Oh, tip the raggy boxes. And then we had 3 bottles of wine as well. Done properly, belly pork is amazing. I mean, I've had 4 meals of belly pork since I've been at this workplace. And obviously then they got lockdown happened in November. And then it continued, you know. And yeah, it's amazing, done properly. You do it yourself. Yeah. Get a decent chef doing it, jobs are good. So very much, for me, Adnams, another traditional beer maker. It's one of them things, you know, a lot of people don't. I mean, I was next to some bloke in the supermarket one day. He must have been having a party because he had crates and crates of Stella. This was in full lockdown. Crates of Stella, Carling. He picked up 10 packs of belly pork because I'm looking thinking, hey, I want one of them. And over some other meat, steaks, I think it was. And it was obviously having a good party. I mean, what you want is the top, the skin or whatever it is, the rind, perfectly crispy, don't you? And then the meat cooked. But whatever the chef did to cook it, bloody hell. And then she did these vegetables that God knows what they were. And that's amazing too. It's that thing, you look at something, you think, I haven't got a clue what that is. I think it might have been mashed, you know, cabbage all chopped up and blended together. Yeah, it was nice. Ooh. Oh, One Division should be on again tonight. Hopefully this week I can understand any of it. Oh, I've been talking to somebody once. I've been on the shopping aisle talking to somebody. Looks around, it's not the wife, it's somebody else. And I felt such a cunt. Don't think I've ever put anything in somebody else's shopping trolley though. No, that's a new one on me. Oh, although I've done some stuff. Like when you get ignorant people on the shopping aisle, just blocking the aisle, and you know they're being dickheads. And then you just push the trolley out of the way, you know. Good evening. Oh. We worked with somebody at the Arboretum and he was the same, really, really bad body odour. And yeah, and what do you say to somebody? Because no one wants to be cruel. You know, to be cruel is not nice anyway. But you know, oh, the bloke absolutely stunk. You couldn't stand near him. And nice personality, but oh dear. I mean, I sniff my own arms at times. You know, you catch a whiff and you think, oh dear. Yeah, close your arms like that when you're near people. Especially in the summer months. You don't like this time of the year. Yeah, yeah. It's that thing about hurting people's feelings because, you know, some people really, really do get offended, don't they? Although people with a certain personality, you can say to them, fucking hell, you had a bath, mate. Bit of scratch and sniff. I mean, I worked on... Ah. See, I suppose that's all the thing, isn't it, with browsers? Different browsers, different... depends what computer you're watching on. So obviously, I'm watching on my phone, so YouTube, because it's live, you should see exactly what I see. And yeah, I remember the difference with the S10 and my old Nokia. I put the old Nokia on and it was like, bloody hell, the difference in quality was really negligible. You know, you could, I'm sorry, not negligible, you could really see the difference. And I need to actually look at the settings on my phone and ramp it up to the max because I'm not worried about the data it uses. I'll just nick it off the wife. Sometimes, and do you feel this, that with jokes, one person says something to you straight over, you take it as a laugh, and then a certain person says something to you, the same thing, and you're like, hold on a minute, I'm taking offence to that. And it's just the fact that you know, one person, whatever they say, you know they don't mean it, but other people. I have got a Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi can reach this shed, but because of the triple insulation of foil, that it's like a foil lined bubble wrap that I've used, it stops the signal getting in. So I have to use this booster. In the winter, in the summer months, I'll do some beer reviews outside. But I might get a vertical screen. Stop nosy bugger across there looking at me. You know, I don't like people staring at you when you're doing beer reviews. It's just weird. And so I might put one of these you get these vertical blind things that you can push across. I've never watched myself on TV. I've watched some of the funny videos on the computer. Yeah. I'll have to start rubbing my leg to see if it doesn't look any better. Good evening. So for me, this fella, very subtle nose. You know it's a traditional beer because a lot of the traditional stuff is very subtle. Shit, no, I couldn't do that. I've worked on public parks for years. Certain things get you paranoid. I mean, I never knew that wearing white trousers was a certain thing, and I'm thinking, and I used to wear white jeans to work because it was trendy. Yeah, so very subtle nose. There's a minute hint of citrus on the nose. On the taste, you know, it's a traditional IPA, like Green King's IPAs. They're traditional, not the craft stuff. And for a lot of people who don't like or this all in your face craft beers, this is a good place to be at. You know, it's a beer that appeases those who don't want the, you know, super strong tropical or citrus blasting your taste buds, but to still get that hint. For me anyway, that's my opinion on the matter. 5.2%, definitely feeling it. Although I already had the Brewdog about 4 o'clock, I think it was. And then I've just reviewed that fella, Blue Moon. And that was really nice too. I mean, I've drank a box of that in America, in Orlando. An agave flavoured Blue Moon. And yeah, it was really, there's some interesting varieties in the box. Very interesting. I didn't even look at the ABV earlier. Good evening. Yeah, it was 5.4%. Left some in the bottle as well. Oh, lovely. And again, more on the traditional side, but very nice as well. But you'd have to check the other review out for that. I'm not cross-pollinating reviews. It feels wrong. I did it for Burns now when I did 2 beer reviews together, but I don't like doing that. I like separating it because you can talk about the one beer. Dark Star Revelation. I'm not seeing that. Yeah, my phone died. Did you hear me at the end of the review going, bastard? I was just talking, it went off, and I think before it absolutely died, I went, bastard. Right at that moment. Put the phone on and charge on the house, and you're still talking. Yeah. Oh, that's why I came back in, because it happened a time before. Good evening, Scott and Wanda. Is it Scott's now, or is it Wanda? I've got shitloads of beers. So, in the beer room, there's a wine rack just to my left here. I need to do a Waitrose trip, but I need 100 quid. Can't go with less than 100 quid because I only go once a year. And yeah, I'm building an extension to the beer wall to put all my glasses on. I've probably got, flipping out, at least 100 branded glasses. Every single lager. You know, when you work at Sainsbury's for 5 years, you get a lot of glasses. And obviously since then, I've got a lot of glasses. It took me 6 trips up to the tap tonight to wash all my glasses out. I had 35 glasses that I needed to wash. A wipe around. And I'm going to build it out of, oh, whip. Yeah, you had me confused there. £2 for a bottle of beer. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you got something out of it. I mean, if in some ways I was a bit disappointed with Beer 52, that you've got somebody new and they're giving you free beers from the same brewery. You know, if I was looking at somebody new to the subscription service, I would be thinking one of each. I mean, maybe it was towards the end of what they had. Yeah, Morrison's. We need them all to stick to 4. Yes, so for me, traditional tasting, citrusy beer, very subtle nose. There's a hint of citrus on the nose, but it's you know, unless you've got a good nose on you that day, you're not going to get much of a nose at all. Very traditional citrus beer. Very easy drinking, 5.2%. You know, it goes down a treat. It's just, you know, it's definitely firmly in the traditional beer drinkers camp. You know, if you're a craft beer fan that wants extreme flavours, you may think this isn't your beer. But for those people who drink Old Speckled and don't like some of the craft stuff that's like above me, then this is a perfect beer for traditional fans. I mean, I'm all right because now and again, I actually like the traditional stuff over the other stuff. I've actually posted on my personal Facebook page asking people in Nottingham who I know, where can I get single cans of like special brew and Polish beers? So I'm hoping somebody replies with a decent answer. No one has yet, but you know, we can live in hope. So, hello. That's a way out, isn't it? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I can't wait to go back to America. I haven't been for 7 years now. No, it'll be 8 years this year. And we went on, we got there on the day before Independence Day on 2013. Went to Walt Disney World on the that day. The theme park was rammed at 10:30 in the morning. Well, today I've got a full battery charge, so I'm all right. At 10:30 in the morning, good evening, it was closed because it was at capacity at 10:30 in the morning. And everywhere where you went on Independence Day, oh God, I'm never ever going to America on Independence Day again. I'll go when it's like light, a bit quieter in September, October, better time. So, I've got to end this review because I've got another review coming straight up after this review. So I do apologise to those who've come late. I have put another review straight back on. Another live review, obviously. So for me, Adnams brewed, 4 Marks and Spencer's, Jester IPA, traditional IPA. Yeah, so I've done one already that you'll see later. I've done the Brewdog one at 4 o'clock. This one now, and another one straight after, 4. There you go, get them in, haven't you? Yeah, I've got plenty of beers. I've got to get the stockpile down. Plus, it's, you know. So, yeah, very much a traditional beer. It's going to appease the traditional fans. On the nose, not much on the nose whatsoever. So, for those who come, yeah, not much on the nose. £2.50 a bottle. It is a bit steep. Marks and Spencer's are steep on their prices. You know, it's aimed at posh people who can afford more. I'm not posh, so I like to go to the cheaper places. I come from Nottingham. We're not posh in Nottingham. Well, some people are, but you know. But anyway, yeah. Although I do pay £11 for the odd beer, so. Yeah. Out of 5, for me, I would say about, yeah, 4.2 is perfect, yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at the scores now, and I was thinking 4.2 anyway. And the ABV is 5.2, but the score's 4.2. Yeah, yeah, definitely an interesting beer, but just not one for the craft generation. Right, that's this review done. They do it now again, the 3 for a £5. I love IABV beers. Absolutely love high IABV beers. Drink them all the time. I've got a Tennessee whiskey one just here. That's my next review because it's my 1971st review. And that's a special review for me because I was born that year. Right. Quick knock off and back on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. And back in about 2 minutes. Cheers. That was a joke, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's a long way to reach down nowadays.